In this video we continue with leadership and the power of oratory, part 2. I'm José Manuel García-Lomas Allen-Perkins. In our previous video of the same name, part 1, we made a special emphasis of developing vital aspects of leadership. In this video we will pay special attention to communication techniques. Now the question is, what are the goals we are pursuing with these videos? Well, firstly, to increase our knowledge and skills, and secondly, to train in the development of communication techniques, oral expression techniques, public speaking, communication, both. Direct face-to-face, as for the public speaking, to express ideas and get them accepted, selling ideas, and for making presentations and holding agile, structured, goal-oriented meetings. And with all this, we will manage to increase our confidence in front of groups and audience, and to develop our communication techniques both in face-to-face and in front of groups. Today we are going to deal with a part of public speaking that is often not properly addressed, and that is the way we speak, that is how we say it. We will have the opportunity in the next video to go back to the content, which is to say, what do we say, and go deeper into it. Let us now enter in the form, the how do we say it, in the techniques of oral expression, with two aspects. One, how to use our voice, with 10 points to be discussed, and second, our appearance, with 3 points to be addressed. How to use our voice, 10 points. 1. Correct breathing, deep abdominal breathing, yogic breathing, taking the air from bottom up into the lungs, getting a total emptying and filling of the air in our lungs. Also, a good degree of oxygenation of our body helps us to control our emotional state and overcome stage fright. 2. Clarity of speech. We talk or make noise. We vocalize or mumble. We must speak clearly and fluently and avoid throat clearing, hesitation, repeating words, sound crutches, like in other words, that is, well, then, in short, what I mean is, really, etc., etc. And sounds like and all this interferes with our thought. If we stop to analyze the way people talk, we won't get any surprise. 3. Pronunciation, dictation, articulation. If there is no good articulation, the receptor or the audience doesn't understand and doesn't listen or stop listening. Here we all have a place for improvement. Vocalization is pronouncing all the words. Some people eat words. There are people with lazy mouth that don't move their lips. You have to exercise your jaws. For example, I. There are inherent problems in communication, difficult to avoid. This one of vocalization we can avoid, so whoever has it, remediate it. 4. Variations in speed. It is the variation in horizontal, people who speak slowly and people who speak fast and very fast. If there is an imbalance between slow and fast speaking, it is better to put your hand more on the slow speaking than on the fast speaking. By speaking too fast, we prevent a good vocalization, and also the speaker has more difficulties interpreting the message. 5. Variation in volume. This is the vertical variation. People who speak in a strong high volume of voice and people who speak in a soft, weak volume of voice. Why we recommended the use of a low voice? Firstly, because the audience concentrates better, and secondly, because it automatically slows down. Here too you should look for a good balance, because uniformity in our volume and speed of speech kills the attention and interest of the audience, as it causes monotony. 6. Tone variation. The modulation of the voice with the variation of tone, on some occasions bass, on others tremble, break the monotony of the emission. And the monotony of the emission kills the interest and attention of the audience. 7. Pause. The pauses are one of the most important tools of the speaker. The pauses always seem long to us and are much less long than they seem to us. Pause equals time between words of phrases used to emphasize words and ideas. What creates music? Rhythm. And what creates rhythm? Pause. Pauses are enormously effective and necessary if used properly. Always after a question to obtain an answer, and especially if the question is rhetoric, that does not demand an answer, since one answers oneself after a good pause, activating mentally the interlocutor or audience. Always after an important message, for the assimilation of the message. Always at the beginning of a new point, as a wake-up call. We must vary the pauses, since the pauses create the rhythm and are a magnificent technique in the conversation and the life through well use. 8. Intensity. It is the correct combination of volume and speed. When we manage to have a correct volume and speed in the use of our voice, then we begin to have a correct intensity. Intensity is like a third dimension, which arises from the correct combination of volume and speed. It can be expressed as the degree of energy in the expression. It is the vehemence of the voice, a property that depends on the greater or lesser amplitude of the sound waves. 9. Phrases and emphasis. We refer to the content and construction of sentences. We should not use phrases so long that they leave us without air. We also refer to the way each person speaks, and where the emphasis is placed on the phrase. In a good presentation, you can tell by the emphasis what the objective of the speaker is. Emphasis equals the overall tone, volume, and facial expression, which is used to highlight an important point. With emphasis, we underline words or phrases. 10. Feeling and empathy. We must get through our empathy with our interlocutor, group, or auditorium, and our feeling in it to say that the group feels what I feel. Remember that our soul is tripartite, with thinking, feeling, and willing. Therefore, when we communicate, we not only transmit rational and intellectual aspects of thinking, but also emotions and feelings that have a strong impact on the audience. Personal appearance with 3 points. 1. Visual contact. This is the most important point because through our visual contact we speak with our interlocutor or with the group. Eye contact communicates trust. If we read our script too much, we can lose eye contact. Through eye contact, we can receive feedback that is retroinformation from the speaker or group and study their reaction. We have to distribute our eye contact proportionally with the people in the group and look at the eyes of the interlocutor in a friendly way. Remember that eyes communicate confidence, secrets, they are in language. A key and an important point is to smile. It transmits warmth in our communication. 2. Gestures and movements. Courage. We must adapt the gestures to what we are saying, and we must be very careful with our gestures. Latinos tend to gesture. If we speak to a group and at the beginning there are problems with our hands, we can have a pen in our hand, but soon we will leave it, because if not, we will end up playing with it and it distract the audience, because the ideal is to have our hands free. Let us use our arms and hands to express then our thoughts, feelings and will. When communicating, remember the importance of mimic. Take care of hands, fingers, feet, face, smile and posture. In our walk, the courage. 3. Knowing how to listen. Listening with a positive attitude toward the other. Show what you are listening to. Put on the face of attention. Take care of our nonverbal communication. The body language. Listen with a gesture and with the whole body. To listen actively, we must do the following. Use eye contact with approving hand movements with appropriate recognition sounds like aha, aha, with words as I understand them, yes, etc. By asking some questions regarding the case, not interrupting, showing respect for what we are being told, listening calmly, or even if the speaker is violent. To get to know a person, you have to listen to him or her and thus get all the thoughts and feelings out of the person you are talking to. And okay, if you are interested in our videos, I suggest you give a like and subscribe to our channels in Spanish and in English, as we publish videos every week.